It's okay. I think that's correct. I want to make sure I don't mess up my buttons here, especially because we're watching cutscene. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, what's up?
The last Metroid.
Thank you for the applause. Thank you. Thank you.
The
So I'm Plof27. This is Super Metroid. Okay. All right, we're good. We're good. Yeah. So normally we skip this cutscene, but we're gonna watch it today because of reasons. So that's gonna add like a swag 2 minutes to this run. This cutscene's especially annoying because you can't even go to the bathroom or anything. You actually have to mash A in order to get to the next text box, and the text boxes scroll at approximately 1 letter per second. So, if you don't know, this is recapping the plot of the first 2 games, which is not all that important. This, believe it or not, the deep lore of Metroid is not actually very deep. Oh, there's something. There's a game I would like chat to play with us while we speedrun this game. This game is called Count the Mode 7, and every time you see an instance of Mode 7, you just count it. So Mode 7 was a graphical technology that was unique to the SNES at the time. The thing is that it could rotate and scale sprites sort of on the fly, which is really cool, and this game has a ton of it, and it's everywhere. So I will be counting the Mode 7 when I remember to, and I encourage you all to do the same in chat. Also, if you have any questions, just like about Super Metroid or the game, I know a lot of things, so say it in chat and hopefully someone will be paying attention and can shout questions at me. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, SWC's on chat, so. Okay, I think we're actually starting. There's one. There's one. One Mode 7. Yeah. I wasn't even ready for that Mode 7 because we usually skip it. So this is Series Station. If you read the plot, we're here to investigate some distress signal or something, I don't know. No, who cares? There's not a lot to say here. You just kind of want to move fast. You see, I sort of slow down right before going through each door. The idea is while you're waiting for the door to open, you can sort of start running again for the next room, and it saves like a swag 4 frames or something every room you do it in, so that's cool. I also am flailing my arms around when I'm running. That's not just because I get bored. There is an actual reason. Every time you move your arm position while you're running, Samus moves exactly 1 pixel forward. Throughout the course of the entire run, it saves like maybe 7 seconds. So if you're not doing anything else, then you can just flap your arms around. This is Ridley. The way you end this fight is by either shooting him 100 times or getting damaged below 30 HP, and getting damaged is fast, so we get damaged. If you actually shoot him 100 times, it makes the later Ridley fight a lot easier, but it takes forever to shoot him 100 times in Series Station, so it's not worth it. The only time, like, people thought about doing it for RBO, when you fight Ridley first. Yeah, that's reverse boss order for those unfamiliar. Oh my god, platforming. So, but it worked out to not be faster. The steam jets in these rooms are kind of random. They're on a set pattern, but where they start in the pattern is random. That's 2 Mode 7s, by the way. And that's Series Station. 40-44 was my time leaving that, which is not bad. For me. Anything above 40 seconds left, I think, is good. Oh, right! Yeah! I missed a Mode 7! We're already at 3! Oh, there's also like 3 in that cutscene where you leave Series Station, so we're on like 6 or something. The asteroids are not Mode 7. They just move back and forth. There's 7. There's another Mode 7. I told you, there's a lot. It's everywhere, especially right at the beginning. Yeah, the cutscenes have a ton. There's also a bunch in game, which we get to count them all together. So this is where the game kind of starts. It's raining because edgy. I'm gonna start being a little more selective about my arm pumping here. Arm pumping is the thing where you flail your arms around. You don't want to arm pump while you're going down slopes because when you go an extra pixel forward, you'll end up like off of the slope, and then you'll like that, and then you get to do a funny thing where you flap your arms around, and it's kind of slow. it loses about as much time as arm pumping saves. So, there's a trick that was recently found called moonfalling, which lets you fall faster through these rooms. But you have to turn on moonwalking, and I don't actually know how to moonwalk in this game, so I don't do it. Yeah, this game has a moonwalk option, but yeah, I don't know. Ah, that pit's called the Pit of Shame, and you're shamed if you fall into it. Yeah, it's okay. Ah. I looked at the timer and I got briefly freaked out because I'm like a minute behind, and I was like, oh yeah, because cutscene. This is the first item. Oh yeah. Every time you pick up an item, you get to listen to that item fanfare for 7.5 seconds, so we're going to hear that either 99 or 100 more times, depending on how you count it. There's one place where you hear it. Well, some people claim it's an item fanfare, but some people... There's considerable debate. Which I'll talk more about that when we get to it, I guess. These are missiles, you get to shoot them. I don't know what to say. I tried to do a mock ball leaving that room. That's where you are moving at running speed while rolling as a ball. It's only required like once during the run, but it saves time in a whole bunch of places. That one is particularly tricky and I didn't get it, but it's not a big deal. That was a good elevator. Shouts to elevators. So you have to kill all the enemies in this room in order to leave. I'm usually not very good at it, so we're going to try to not hit every single thing on the way in. Okay. I couldn't hear if I got the jump. I did, okay. So you want to jump going... I'm actually just going to shut up now. I'll explain in a second. Alright, that was good. That's called the climb, and it's hard. You have to wall jump a lot. Wall jumping in this game is actually impossible unless your name is Zosti, then it's easy. So, yeah. Shouts to people that are actually good at this game. Yeah, you have to climb up that room, and it's a big wall for like early runners because it's hard to do fast. As I get hit on by literally every enemy. Okay, so coming up is a mini-boss. This boss is called Bomb Chorizo because it's chorizo and it guards bombs. There's no point in checking the timer, it's wrong. There's a... So health management is pretty important for this fight. The goal is... Bomb Chorizo is going to shoot out a bunch of eggs, and then we're going to shoot the eggs to get drops. We want to get missile drops because they do a lot more damage than our pea shooter. It's kind of like Birdo, yeah. So I'm going to shoot him 5 times there, which will do 100 damage. We also want to... That's really bad RNG. We got no missiles there. If you're going to shoot him with the pea shooter, you want to shoot in groups of 5, because that does 100 damage. This is really bad RNG. And we want him to be on a nice 100 health boundary when we shoot him with the last missile, so that way it skips the final phase. But we're not going to get that because RNG was mean to me. I blame the donation total. Yeah. Honestly, given how bad that RNG was, that was not a terrible fight. Also casually wall jumping in the corner. No big deal, no big deal. Yeah, exactly. So this is a trick coming up called Alcatraz, where you sort of jump out of a hole. And it's really hard. So I'm going to try to do it. Nice. First try. Completely flawless. World record pace, even with cutscene. Easy. This room's called Terminator because you run through it shooting. Every room in this game has a unique name because we needed to name things. I'm going to call out some of the names as we go along because some of the names are funny or interesting. Some of the names are bad, but some of them are good. Shouts to taking damage. So that's actually not damage boosting. A damage boost is like a very specific thing where you fly backwards really fast when you take damage. But yeah. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's a damage boost. Oh, about elevators. whenever you're holding an angle up or angle down button, Samus will stop on a dime. But if you are not holding one of those buttons, she'll like decelerate for a little bit. That's used in a bunch of places just to stop quickly, especially on elevators because it lets you get on elevators earlier. This is the one required mock ball in the run. So it lets you get across those caramel blocks and under all the Indiana Jones doors and up to here. No. So normally you are supposed to fight Spore Spawn, get super missiles, go into Norfair, get the speed booster, and then come back here and then use speed booster to get through there, but we don't want to do all that stuff, so we don't. It's really slow. This is called early supers because you're not supposed to get these right now. And by getting them, we skip that entire Spore Spawn mini-boss. Yeah. Spore Spawn is only seen in 2 categories. Spore Spawn RTA, a category made specifically because people like Spore Spawn, and 100% map completion, a category where you have to fill out the entire map, which exists for some reason. Oats and Goats recently started taking 100% map seriously, and no one knows why. Because it's 100% map. Anyway, that's a reserve tank. It's like a health tank, but not as good. That's literally it. It's literally just a health tank that's bad. If you end up having to need its health, it takes a bunch of time to fill, and then also, like, it doesn't refill you to full when you pick it up. So... There's another mock ball you can do leaving this room, like going the leftwardly direction, and then you don't have to deal with those enemies up top, but it's really hard, and generally not worth going for. That's to music. There's a mock ball here that I'm going to try to do. I call it the impossible because it's impossible. Okay, I didn't get it. You have to go through the enemy while you're landing. So you need to be in the mock balling, or like the morph ball animation while you're landing, like both to go through the enemy and to keep your speed. And it's very difficult. I never actually explained how mock balls work. Basically, you morph when you land, and you're able to keep your horizontal velocity. It's going to be used... It's used a lot because it lets you keep velocity while landing, basically. Oh, crap! I did any %. You're not supposed to pick up that missile pack in 100%. You're supposed to get it later. It doesn't matter. So, it's counterintuitive, but it's faster. We have to come back to this area later anyway. And it's faster to pick it up later because you're sort of waiting on a power bomb to explode to come down to charge beam again. So you can pick it up then. It loses like a second because I forgot what category I was doing. Yeah. Hey SWC, can you remind me to not forget cathedral missiles? Alright, thanks man. When the screen's all red, it's in the red area. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. My health is kind of low here, which is not very good. But... This is not... Oh, sorry, this is the other red part. I meant the other red part. The next red part. There's this red part, and then there's like a blue part. Then there's another red part. Oh wait, no, there's a gray part. Never mind, don't bother. I give up. We'll get it. At this point, we spent so much time talking about it. Alright, good bit. I didn't mean to morph ball there. Hello? Wall jumps? Alright, first try. If you ever watch my stream, you can watch me get all the hard things first try and then mess up easy stuff 10 times in a row. That's how speedrunning this game is for me. This is the Spazer beam. It means you don't have to aim. Because it makes your beam like a million times as wide. Oh, there's a mock ball you can do here. I didn't get it. Rip. You can mock ball like into this little thing while you're jumping and it looks really swag. But I messed it up. Next time. Next marathon. Go down the elevator. Okay, cool. Going down the elevator is what you do in Crocomire RTA. It's a good cat. God damn it. Ah, sorry. No swearing on stream. Okay, that wall jump took me more tries than it should have, but that's fine. I'm actually gonna farm these little bug things for health mostly, but I guess 2 supers is fine. Super is the rarest drop. I'm gonna safety save. Oh wait. Because my health's real low here, and I don't want to die. Oh no. Die. Anyway, for those who haven't played this game casually, there's a save down here. I usually don't go to it, but for super marathon safety strats, we're gonna do this. Oh crap, I pressed B. Alright, take two. This is now officially the hardest part of the run, because I messed it up. Oh, there we go! Okay. This health total is especially bad because I might get health bombed by the mini Kraid, which you kind of want to get super missiles off of, but we'll see. There's a tiny version of... Oh, this is Kraid's lair. We're gonna go fight Kraid in a second. That's what's happening right now. There's a tiny Kraid at the end of this hallway, and he gives you super missiles. Yeah. We're gonna farm a little bit of health here. Yeah. Anyway, so this is Kraid. And this is the Kraid quick kill, which is my least favorite part of the run, and I'm gonna try to not mess it up. Okay, cool. The pixel is pretty specific, so I had to lean really far forward. No! No! I got it, but I missed the last missile, this last super missile. That's super unfortunate. Alright, well, we get to see the Kraid stand-up DLC. This was DLC added to Super Metroid after it came out. I haven't been counting Mode 7. Has there been any? I don't think so either. I'm gonna pick up drops here because I want more supers. Okay, one's fine. Oh, we got two. Okay, that's fine. This is the Various suit. This lets us survive in heated areas without taking a bunch of damage. On the plus side, our health total is really good coming out of this fight because we picked up the drops from Kraid. 117 health is a good amount to have right now, so that's cozy. Man, this room looks really good if you do it right. That's a damage boost, like I mentioned. Yeah, you sort of bonk your face on the spikes, and then you hold A and the opposite direction that you want to go, and you fly backwards real fast. It's a good time. So there's a key hunter in this room called Hero Key Hunter. There he is. And he jumps down the hole and destroys you, and then leaves. What a guy. He's there to be- he's being a hero, dude. He wants to give you a hug. There's some frogs in this room. They also like to give you hugs. When I first casually played this game, I had no idea how to deal with the frogs, so I would just panic every single time. But as it turns out, you can just shoot one missile upwards and they'll all die. Okay, our ammo count is really good right now. Oh, that was another mock ball that I failed. It's okay though. So now we're heading into Norfair. This is the part where I need to not forget cathedral missiles. Alright, thanks. First we're gonna pick up some other things. We gotta get some Air Jordans so we look fresh. Yeah. Fun fact, the Air Jordans do actually change your sprite by a very small amount. It's almost not noticeable. Okay. So you have to kill that Nova and then open the door. This is one of those rooms where you have to kill all the enemies in order to leave. The idea is that way it forces you to come down here and find the Air Jordans. There they are. But if you open one of those doors once, then you never have to, like, unlock it again. So by opening it that one time, then we don't have to worry about killing it on this sort of run back through the room. Yo, shoutouts to Nightbot. I thought I wasn't going to make it on that platform. It's fine. Super drop is good there. Super missile conservation is pretty tight through this section, and the next section, and the section after that. So it's good to get drops. Red doors can be opened by either 5 missiles or 1 super missile, and we'll usually opt for 1 super missile because speed. This is where the missiles are, that I need to not forget. Nice missile pack. I also wasted a super opening it. I did not mean to do that. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. We still 3 is plenty here, honestly. So this room is called the Rising Lava Room because lava rises. On NTSC, it takes like 7 seconds for it to start though, so you can just roll along the bottom for like almost the entire room. On PAL, it starts rising immediately, which is another reason to not run this game on PAL. PAL also runs at 50 frames per second, so it's slower. Let's go PAL. Alright, so this is Bubble Mountain and it's hard, so I'm gonna be quiet for a sec. Okay, cool. That waver at the top of the room, as well as the cactus enemy, can like destroy you in all sorts of ways. Like you'll get up there and then the cactus enemy will shotgun you with a bunch of cactus spines and you fall and it's just awful. Everything's bad. The Bubble Mountain Cack Attack is the true endgame boss of Super Metroid. So now we get to pick up my favorite item, Speed Booster. You'll never guess why it's my favorite item. You're right. Fun fact about this room, I mentioned that you can't arm pump when you're going down slopes, but in this room you can for some reason. I have no idea why. That was like a huge controversy like 10 years ago. When Garrison first took the world record, he was arm pumping in that room, and a bunch of people were like, "You're cheating, you can't arm pump going down slopes." And then a bunch of people tried and they were like, "Oh, I guess it works here for some reason." And then everybody just rolled with it. Shoutouts to Garrison, he was the first speedrunner I ever saw on anything, and he got me into speedrunning. Yeah. It was his any % run of Super Metroid back in like 2012. Yeah. Thank you. I did a bit of farming there to get more supers, because that pipe spawns 5 enemies at once, and they're all stacked on top of each other, so you can hit all of them at the same time. So it's pretty quick to farm. There's a couple instances of this game of like things getting stacked on top of each other, causing like all of them to hit at once. We'll talk more about that when we get to the second major boss. I really hope I don't die to this room. Okay. Those platforms are surprisingly difficult to land on, especially if you're bad at pressing the jump button like I am. That's a spike pit. That's fine. Normally you're supposed to have grapple beam, but you can just sort of walk on the spikes and then wall jump off the side. This is wave beam, it's a good item. It lets your beam shoot through walls. It also adds a lot of damage, which makes the next mini-boss a lot easier. Yeah, that's fine. You can make it up there to the top in one jump, and it's a little bit faster, but it's not really worth going for more than once. Okay. This is going pretty well so far, honestly. Even with great stand-up DLC. Normally, when you're standing on top of a bomb, you get, like, jumped up when it goes off, but if you're in the middle of a shooting animation, you don't. There's a couple other animations during which you don't get affected by, like, bomb knockback. Like morphing and unmorphing. So coming up is the Crocomire mini-boss. He's a big crocodile guy, I guess. As with most of the bosses in this game, we're going to shoot him in the mouth. He has an attack where he claws the ground, and every time he does it, it wastes 1 second. So everybody in chat, count how many claws we get. The first 2 are scripted, so you can't avoid them. But after the first 2, start counting. And the lowest I've ever gotten is 1. You can get 0, and the worst I've gotten is 6. Oh my god. I believe it. Well, there's 1. There's 2. Three. 4. 5. Wow. Come on. Alright, only 5. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna do a wrap shot here and then I'm gonna explain what it is. Okay, cool. So that was five claws, which is not great. So when I was chilling out here in the acid, I shot a charge shot through the wall, and that wraps around the screen over to the left side of this room, and then it opens the door on the other side. So that lets me. So I'm gonna do a shine spark and go straight through the door. I should explain what shine sparks are. So when you're running with speed booster, you turn blue, and if you're blue and you crouch, you sort of like store the speed, and you can move very fast in a single direction at the expense of health, which we're gonna see right now. If I get my short charges, like that. So my health drains while I'm doing this, but you move really fast in a straight line, and because you pick up so much health in 100%, we're going to be using that a lot. These are power bombs. They're like bombs, but better. They also cause a lot of lag, which makes them bad. But boo lag, but yay being able to complete the game. I think I got the morph ball here. Yeah, okay. A lot of going fast in this game is just knowing what's in the next room and then like doing whatever you can early. I got hit by fire fleas. Whee! This is grapple beam. It's my second least favorite item in the game, but it makes a couple sections a lot easier. I'm gonna try to jump really high. I think I got it. There we go. It's possible to get a mock ball off that like really high jump, but it's difficult. So grappling beam is skippable. Somebody asked. You do not. I mean, you have to pick it up in 100% because you have to get all the items. But in any percent, you don't need it. However, it makes a lot of things easier because in order to skip it, you kind of need to do weird stuff to sort of circumvent having it, essentially. But because so the current like the world record route for 100% actually gets grappling beam really late in the route, and it's slightly faster, but it's a lot more trickier to do because you just don't have grappling beam. So there's a lot of cases like in Wrecked Ship, which is the area we're heading to now, where grappling beam just makes life a lot easier, and I'll sort of point those out as they come along. You can do a shine spark through this room, but it's not actually any faster. It just looks cool. Okay. Ugh, that hurts. Okay, that's fine. You can also do a shine spark going up of this room, but it's also not any faster than just wall jumping, and I messed up, so now we get to fall some more. Okay, that's fine. Swag corner wall jump. It's possible to get stuck here and die. I'm gonna try not to. We're gonna be super safe. Okay, it's fine. On the plus side, we're nearing the point in 100% where it's basically impossible to die. Because you just sort of keep picking up health and ammo and everything, and then you have so much stuff that you just can't die because you have too much. Anyway, this is the first instance of grapple beam, and I hate it because the movement is like super clunky. It lets you do some funny glitchy stuff in the water area, because momentum is really weird with grapple beam, and you can sort of preserve momentum in ways you're not really supposed to. That gets used a lot in like RBO, but we won't be seeing any of that today, unfortunately. You can also use grapple beam to like gain infinite height when you're underwater. Okay. So that's sort of that we did sort of a brief stint of item collection down in Norfair just to get stuff we'll need. Now we're going to be running over to the wrecked ship to kill the second major boss, Fantoon. In this game, basically, the goal is there's 4 major bosses that you have to kill. Kraid, Dragon, Fantoon, and Ridley. One sec. Oh man. You can shine spark across this room and it looks swag, but it's very hard. Anyway, Kraid, Dragon... Please no. Please no. Please no. Oh my god, okay, it's fine. No yapping maw. Stop it. Okay. Anyway, so there's 4 major bosses in this game. And if I could not fall in spike pits while I'm trying to explain stuff, that would be wonderful. You want to kill those 4 bosses, then you get to go to the golden statue room. And after all the 4 bosses are dead, you get to watch a cutscene. And then you get to enter the final area of the game, Torian, where you can kill Mother Brain and finish committing genocide on all of the Metroids in the universe. Here's a section where I get to do a lot of wall jumping. Normally you're supposed to have Ice Beam, and you sort of freeze the enemies on the way up in order to climb up here, but we don't want to do that, because having Ice Beam slows you down in a lot of ways, that I will explain when I'm not focusing. Okay. Alright, cool. So Ice Beam slows you down because it takes 1 more hit to kill every enemy. I tried to damage boost there, but I failed. And we're feeding the plants. If you fall on the plants, you get to get eaten by the plants for a couple seconds. And it just feels bad. It doesn't actually lose that much time, it just feels bad. And we're feeding the plants some more. Classic marathon. Save the plants, kill the enemies. We're gonna go down here because of secrets. Okay, that's fine. Normally I do a damage boost strat to get across this room, and it looks really swag, but I messed it up, so... You can damage boost off of those yellow things, and you fly across it in a cool way. There's another damage boost you can do on the way back that is harder, but I'm gonna go for anyway because it looks cool. Most important thing in speedrunning, of course, is looking cool. Going fast is secondary. Ah. I just got way too early for it. You have to, like, when you do it, you have to turn around because you fly backwards. You have to turn around right before you hit them, and then turn around again when you hit them. Caterpillar. Caterpillar! Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. This strat looks cool. I didn't get it. Rip. So you can do a Shine Spark in there. So you like charge a Shine Spark at the very end. You lay a Power Bomb in the corner, and then you Shine Spark into the side hoppers on the ceiling. And the only real reason it saves time is from lag. I haven't been counting Power Bomb Mode 7. We're at like 3 or something for Power Bombs. Yeah, Power Bombs are also Mode 7, so every time I lay a Power Bomb, that's more Mode 7. I think we're at 10? I don't know, I haven't really been... Hopefully. Yeah, make up numbers, that's fine. Alright, 16 is the current count. 20! It's getting higher! Alright, so there's 11, I think? This is the I Hate Grapple Beam room. Okay, that's okay. So this is called the moat. If you don't have Grapple Beam, you have to Shine Spark across it. So you have to charge a Shine Spark in the last room, and then go through this door, and then Shine Spark through the moat. But with Grapple Beam, we can just grapple across it. And then I'm going to do a Shine Spark to get across a whole bunch of platforming that I don't want to do. Look at all that platforming we didn't have to do. Who wants to do that? Casually, that platforming is actually harder if you have high jump boots on, because you bonk on ceilings and lose momentum. So fun fact, these spikes don't work. You can just walk on them and it doesn't hurt you. Normally, like, this is the wrecked ship, and the idea is that Fantune is like draining all the energy in it, so you can't get to most of the areas, but apparently the energy is required to like power these spikes and stuff, and normally this room is a big pain, but you just do it early. It doesn't do anything to you. Okay. Sometimes you'll see me like cycling through all of my selectable items a whole bunch. The reason I do that is because I'm bad, and I accidentally select the wrong things and have to cycle back around. So this is Fantoon. Fantoon is a cycle boss. Every cycle he can do either a slow, medium, or fast pattern. Obviously we want the fast patterns. After each pattern, he opens his eye and you can shoot him. I'm going to be using charge shots to kill him. That was a fast pattern, that was good. I'm going to be using charge shots to kill him because with this beam combination, it does enough damage to cause him to fly around the screen. And then I can shoot him 3 times, which comes out to a 4-cycle fight. Which is not the fastest, but it's not, it's easy. The faster strategies are really hard. You can do a strategy where you pump a lot of missiles into him using the Doppler effect, but it's very, very tricky, and you have to manipulate him very specifically. That cycle was a medium pattern, so we're on fast mid, which is pretty decent RNG. Yeah, the patterns are completely random, I don't know if I mentioned that. You can shoot these eyeballs to get drops, so you can like farm health and missiles and stuff, but we're actually pretty good on health and ordnance right now, so... Okay, that was a slow pattern. That's too bad. Ooh. Okay, that's fine. If I miss one of my shots, then we have to do a 5th cycle, and that takes a long time. Alright, so we had fast, medium, slow, fast. That's not bad. That's pretty good RNG. It's better than I usually get. Usually I get, like, slow, slow, mid, slow, or something garbage. It's a bad time. Oh, you know how I said I was good on health? Yeah, I'm not so good on health now. It's okay. We had some health in the reserves, so I didn't die. I was momentarily really scared. So we'll... Ooh, it's a bit risky. Let's hope we get good health drops. More mode 7. I think that's 12. Now we get to do door bomb, the best strat in the game. So we open a door with a bomb. Yeah. We have really good names for our strats. I missed my super missile. So I only have I only have 94 health, which is not a lot of health to have in this section, which is kind of dangerous. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna pick up these items first though, because chance of dying in here is basically 0. But yeah, I'm gonna save before hitting the watery room of doom, aptly named. Because it causes doom. I messed up my power bomb, that's too bad. Hello? Off of my platform. So at this point we actually get a whole bunch of super missiles and we don't really have to worry so much about super missile management. Before it was like really tight because we only had 5, but now there's a whole bunch of them here in Wreck Ship that we're going to pick up, so I'm going to be really careful so as not to die. Easy to die. Okay, it's fine. Do I even remember where the save station is? Okay. I think this setup is good to do a damage boost coming out of this room. These are pretty safe because the... Okay. I messed it up. The sparks don't do too much damage to you, so it's pretty safe. Oh man, getting thirsty from all this talking. Not that door yet. Safety save. You actually can't access this save station until after you kill Fantoon, which is super annoying. I'm gonna drink some water. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I was really thirsty. I probably should have waited for like an elevator or something, but whatever, dude. I mean, the save cost more time than water, and now you get to hear all of my insightful commentary. Oh, I hope I have enough health to do these strats. Oh boy, this is why we saved. Extreme thirst. Thanks, chat. Welcome to I Hate Grapple Beam Part 2. I love it. Great item. Alright, cool. We didn't die. And we didn't fall in the drink, which is good. Every time you pick up an E-Tank, it fills you back up to full health, so it's not nearly so scary now. You can open doors with Grapple Beam. The TAS actually uses Grapple Beam a lot to open doors because it travels faster than regular beam shots. but it's not really all that important for human beings. Accurate. That's kind of bad, but it's fine. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold. Sorry if that comes through. My voice is also naturally kind of scratchy. What did that guy drop? I wasn't paying attention. Well, we have plenty of supers here. This room is called Attic. You have to kill all the enemies. And there's a lot of strats to kill all the enemies. There's a Shine Spark strategy that you can do to go through here, but it's hard, and I messed it, so I'm just going to use super missiles. So now here we're going to once again take advantage of the fact that you only have to unlock doors once. So I open that door over on the left side, and now I go all the way over here to pick up an item that's in here. You can clip through some of these robots, and I have no idea how it works, so I hope I can show it off, because it looks cool. Yep, and now we're on the other side of the robot. Don't ask me how that works. I literally have no idea. Like, it has to do with the fact that there's certain types of enemies that are also walls because they don't hurt you, and like you can use iframes to get through them. Let me through. Probably. I mean, no one actually runs this game. It's extremely unknown. So, because of that, there is not a lot of information out there about how everything works. This is the first time anyone's ever played this game, ever. This is the first time I've ever played Super Metroid. Yeah. But, like, you have to spin jump into it first, is the thing. Oh, I messed up. Because I was talking. Great missile tank here. Like my third favorite missile tank. I was gonna say a thing, but I forgot, so I guess it wasn't that important. How are you supposed to find that casually? You don't! No, if you want to see some how are you supposed to find that casually missile tanks, wait until you get to Meridia. There's some really dumb tanks in Meridia. Yeah, so you need 10 missiles to beat this game. We will be picking up 230 in 100%. Anyway, this is where I should have taken my drink of water. Yeah, we're going bowling. Yeah. This is the bathroom break of the run. A whole 30 seconds of bathroom break. I have done bathroom breaks during this segment. It's close. Close enough. So these robots move faster if you shoot them with missiles, I don't know why. There's a strat you can do called Toilet Flush, where you... it's a good name! Where you get those robots into their holes like while you're running through the spikes, but it's very, very hard. You have to like shoot charge shots through the floor at like very specific spots. Oh, this reserve tank is the reason why we don't do Fantune first. If it weren't for that reserve tank, we would do Fantune first because it's more direct, and then this category would be a lot harder. But because of that reserve tank, we cannot do Fantune first routes. So it's slower, but easier. Which is... I can't decide if it's good or bad. This is the swimsuit. Now we're all ready for the beach episode. This mostly... So, in the rulebook, it says that it makes you immune to gravity-altering effects, such as water. Which is not... Now, I'm not a meteorologist, but I don't think that's how physics works. Yeah. The gravity. Yeah, it's because of gravity, dude. The gravity suit also lets you do all sorts of funny stuff and also protects you from heat. If you get gravity suit before Varia, you're still protected from heat because I guess they didn't want to bother programming that. So now we're ready to take on the water level, but first we have to do a bunch of other stuff. There's a whole bunch of items that we need to pick up in Brinstar that we kind of skipped the first time around. So we're gonna do those, and I messed up my short chart. What? That's not supposed to happen. There's not. Alright, we confirmed that there's not a super secret missile tank up there that nobody knew about for over 20 years. Okay. I hope that was fast enough. Yeah, so I stopped at the ship here to refill my health and ordnance and stuff. Don't want to save. Because saving is slow. I ran out of Shine Spark charge. Do we need to Shine Spark up to the corner of this room? Not like that. This is what I mean about how I always mess up the easy stuff, because this is extremely easy to do. You just do that. And then I miss it like 4 times. Classic. No big deal. It's fine. We're gonna do another Shine Spark across this room because we have a lot of health. Because that's... Look at all that stuff. There's like spikes and there's like all these little platforms and enemies. It's awful. We're gonna do another wrap shot leaving here. Because now we're going to the gauntlet. And this is kind of precise, so... Okay, cool. We got it. Okay, cool. So that gets us straight through that door, doing that wrap shot. And look at all this stuff we don't have to do. Just fly right past it. This is kind of the point where it's impossible to die. You have so much health. So you only need 300 health to beat the game. We will be getting 1400 health. Like, I can just hang out in the acid, and it doesn't really matter. I'm resetting this room. So, there's 2 stacks of crumble blocks here, and you need to fall down both of them to get both of the items. And if you miss it, then you literally lose a minute having to go all the way back around and do that section again. And it's not a fun time, so rather than like risk it and try to jump right in the middle, you break some of the blocks and just position yourself in the right spot, and then do it that way. If it weren't a marathon, I would just jump directly onto it, because it's faster, but it's not that much slower to just reset the room, and I'd rather be safe. Yeah. Right, there we go. The trickiest thing about 100% is that you have all that stuff at the top that you have to cycle through. Nice elevator. So now we're coming back to Brinstar. We're basically just going to pick up a whole bunch of items that we skipped the first time around. Now that we have power bombs and speed booster, mostly. Okay. I have to listen to the TV because I use an audio cue for that. Good. There we go. If you jump when you fire the missile, then it doesn't work. Okay. There's an invisible pit right before that energy tank because good game design. So yeah, if you fall in that, then you waste about a minute having to run all the way back around, and it's not a good time. If you fall in the pit, you can recover if you jump like perfectly, because there's some crumble blocks and you have a couple frames that you can jump on them. More damage boosts. So anyway, I mentioned this earlier. When we entered this room, you could hear those animals making the item fanfare noise. They like sing it to you. And some people claim that that's a 101st, 101th item fanfare, making a total of 101 item fanfares in 100%. I don't think it counts, but 101th. That was good. Okay, there we go. Sorry if I like go quiet. It's because I have to think sometimes when I play this game. I do apologize for that. %'s great. Look at all these super missiles. So good. There's a strat you can do where you jump back out of the top of that room, like through the crumble block, but it's very difficult. So I morph ball through here, because I'm gonna unmorph midair, and that delays my falling, so I can get onto this platform right away. Oh, more mode 7. I have no idea how this works. Okay, cool. There's a super missile block through there, but you have to be standing on a very specific pixel in order to actually shoot it. This game is just weird. The more you play this game, the more you find all sorts of little ways in which it just doesn't make any sense. And then you think you understand it, because you're like, oh, I know how programming works. I know how this game works. And then you find some other random fact about this game, and it's like, wait, no! That everything you learned was a lie. And... yeah. We're gonna open that door so that way we don't have to kill all those enemies again. I messed up everything. There we go. That's how that's supposed to look. You shoot the gate from the wrong side, which you can do because you have wave beam. And then you morph ball so that way you can sort of fit underneath it before you fall too low. Okay. Oh god. Okay, it's fine. Oh man, we're only at like 879. Anyway, so this is when we're supposed to grab that missile, but I grabbed it too early by mistake. Oh well. So you're supposed to have gravity suit to get through there, because you can't. If you don't have gravity suit, then while you're underwater, you can't get fast enough to get a speed booster to go through all those blocks. But if you charge a shine spark, like in the thing, like on the platform right above it, then oh man, then you can get through even without gravity suit. I like to do a shine spark going up those stairs, but I messed it up. Another way in which this game is weird, for some reason on NTSC, you'll like shine spark will sort of slide off of things in weird ways. Hello. Whereas on PAL it won't do that. No idea why. We lay a power bomb here because we're going to be coming through this area later. That's the good missiles. Okay, that sort of ends the Brinstar cleanup section. Now we're just going to be going straight to Meridia, the water level, where we can kill Dragon and pick up a bunch of items. Oh man, I've only got... I'm 5 health short. Just stopped at the health refill station. Gotta be careful here. Now getting grabbed by the yapping maw doesn't matter as much, because you have gravity suits, you can jump out easily. It's still annoying, because it still wastes like a couple seconds every time you get grabbed, but... So I'm gonna buffer a jump across this animation, and jump off of nothing. Yeah. I don't know if those glass shards are mode 7. I don't think they are, but they might be. This is my second favorite missile tank coming up. No. Hey. Oh, get to do that again. This is why it's my second favorite, because every time you fail it, you lose all the time. Nope. I don't like that. Okay. The one tile wide gaps are surprisingly precise to jump through, which is why that took 3 tries. Yo. So, I jumped going through the door there, which saves time because you can sort of jump up there in one. Which is nice. Anyway, now we get to do more Shine Sparks. Soon. So coming up is my favorite missile tank in the entire game. Fun fact, there is no way to know that this missile tank is here unless somebody tells you about it. So you cannot see it. You get X-ray visor, which lets you see through walls, but there's no block where you can stand to actually see it with X-ray visor. So I don't know how anybody ever found this random missile tank in a wall in Meridia, but there it is. That is my favorite missile tank because it is so dumb. That's a good game design. Did you know that this is my #1 favorite game of all time? I mean, it is a very good game casually. It just has a couple things about it that are very dumb. Yeah, so, okay, so you can ride the turtle, but you cannot X-ray while you're riding the turtle. At least I don't think so. You can ride the turtle to get to it, I know, which is how you're supposed to do that casually, as opposed to, like, wall jumping and then doing that weird shot thing that I do. But I don't think you can X-ray while you're on the turtle. I could be wrong about that, though. You can? Okay. Sorry about being wrong. I can't believe it. I was wrong on the internet. That's fair. If I die in the run, do I... Yeah. If I die in the run, do I die in real life? Alright. These next 2 rooms are unpleasant. They're just not fun. There's the mosquito, and then there's this thing, and there's a little spiky turtle, and just donate $1 to fix the RNG.
I actually don't.
if someone donates $5,000 right now, I'll save the animals. That's not actually a bid war for this marathon, but it should be. I don't know, no one felt like setting up the Save Kill the Animals donation incentive, so we didn't. Oh yeah, we don't know how to. Yeah.
We'll have
Dude, it's your boy.
I have a few.
So this mini boss coming up is Botswoon. And I'm bad at it. Alright, I'm gonna shut up. Y'all can keep talking, but... We're now actively threatening people.
Threatening. Plus one.
So we were doing turtle memes for the entire Botwoon mini boss fight. It was okay. that boss fight has that mini boss has magic hitboxes, and sometimes Botwoon decides that he's not gonna get hit by anything, and then you just can't hit him. His just weird. A bunch of his body segments aren't normal enemy hitboxes, so because of that, if you hit any of them even partially, then it doesn't hit him. Anyway, but the fight was like decently fast, and I left with 6 super missiles, and I'm failing wall jumps. There we go. 6 super missiles is good, not that I'll really need them.
Yeah, like
Yeah, there's still quite a bit of run left. Also, those spikes aren't real. Once again, you're supposed to use that grapple block at the top to get to this missile pack, but grapple beam's awful, so we don't. I don't know. No, they're not supposed to work. You have to go through them in order to get to this boss, Dragon, which is the next major boss. Yeah, like, they just don't. They're just fake. Oh, I should explain short charging. So, in this game, you're supposed to run for a certain amount of time in order to turn blue. But it only checks if you're running every like 7 frames or something. So if you just tap the button at specific timings, and the one time I needed to get it, I didn't, then you can get a Shine Spark charge in places where you're not really supposed to. Like here. And you can sort of Shine Spark this boss in the face and it does a bunch of damage. Okay, that's... Yeah, we're underwater right now. So we're getting bad RNG. Because I have Grapple Beam, I can do what's called Fried Shrimp, which is where she spits a bunch of this stuff at you, and then you get grabbed. And then, that's fine. I missed the quick setup, but we can still do the slow setup. Basically, you get grabbed, and she carries you around for a little bit, and she sort of sticks her tail in places. It's, what were you thinking, Nintendo? This is a game for children. But anyway... No one knows. So you stick the grapple beam into this thing, and then the boss dies. That is intended, and I didn't even need to read Nintendo Power to find out about it. The official Prima strategy guide for Super Metroid. But... I wanted to pick up drops there so I could get a couple extra super missiles. This is a space jump. This is my second least favorite item in the game. grapple beam. Space jump gets a pass because you can do cool stuff with it, but it's really finicky. But it lets you jump forever, which is cool. As long as you're still spinning, you can just keep jumping. But the window for jumping is not... You can't just do it whenever. When you're out of the water, it's not a tight window, but you have to think about it. And sometimes space jump just fails because it hates you. But it makes platforming easier in a lot of sections. It makes wall jumps technically obsolete, but you still want to do wall jumps in a lot of places just because wall jumping is faster than space jumping, especially if you're out of water. Now we're going to run around Meridia a bunch and collect a bunch of items, as is the typical strategy with 100%. It sort of switches between go beeline to a boss and kill the boss, and then go run around collecting a bunch of items that you couldn't get before. In this case, we could have gotten these items before fighting Dragon, but it's faster to get them now. Just because of how the routing works out. There's a really tight short charge that you can do on this platform in this room here, and I'm going to try to do it. I messed it up. I'll get another chance when we come back through this room. You sort of have to do a couple loops around this area. In these sand rooms, you go down them faster if you morph and unmorph. It has to do with how it pushes you during the animations. Okay. Check timer. I'm good. I can see it. So coming up is one of my favorite items. I think it's probably number 3. As good of a joke as it was, man, I wish I had thought of that joke. That would have been hilarious. Well, we already went over my top 3 favorite missile packs in this game. Anyway, this is why space jump's awful. Right, we got out of the sand, it's fine. So this is one of the places where we need grapple beam. Without grapple beam, you have to use ice beam to do a clip in the next room over, and it's very difficult. But we don't have to do that because we have grapple beam. I think that, yeah, this is like my 3rd favorite item. Coming up is... I won't spoil it. Anyway, this is the bomb jumping practice segment. This is where I practice bomb jumping. You just have to wait for... The robot's called Shack Tool, that's his name. And you would just have to wait for him to finish digging out this sand. So... I practice bomb jumping. This would be a good time for a donation. You have to be careful. You can kill Shack Tool by accident, and then you have to reload the room and watch him dig all over again. It's a bad time. That happened once in a race to Stravaris, and everybody laughs at him now. So, this item is Spring Ball. It's my favorite item because it lets you jump while in Morph Ball. And it's a meme. So, it's a meme because no one ever picks it up. Because everybody's like, oh, Spring Ball's useless. But it's actually super useful in a lot of ways. Because Spring Ball, you can buffer jumps with Spring Ball, essentially. So, if you're in a Morph Ball while you're falling, you can just hold A and you'll jump on the first frame that you touch the ground. Which is mostly useful because it prevents you from losing any momentum from landing. So you can use it to keep momentum by sort of springballing across the ground in places where you otherwise would not be able to. But it lets you do a lot of really neat things in a couple of areas that I don't really know how to do. We'll see a couple springball strats, but most springball strats are very hard. Good. Okay, that's fine. This is the pink pirate room. This is where we get Plasma Beam. Plasma Beam does a ton of damage, and it goes through enemies. In some 100% routes, you can use Plasma Beam to one-shot mini-bosses. So because it goes through enemies, there are certain mini-bosses that weren't sort of programmed to handle that. So because of that, it does damage to them on every single frame that it passes through them, and just one-shots them. Like, Crocomire can be one-shot with Plasma Beam. But we do the Crocomire early route, because it's much safer in the marathon, so no Crocomire one-shots today. Yeah, sorry guys. Okay. This room is also tricky because of all the weird shapes that you have to get around. There's knee take in this room. Don't forget it. I'll make sure to not forget cathedral missiles. Don't worry. I'll go back for them. Double check. I got them. All the way back. So I get to do that really difficult short charge again. If I fail it this time, I'll just do the backup strat, which is charging regularly on the ground below it. I got it! I fell off the platform after getting it, but I still got it, so... That's one instance where space jump is useful, because you can keep all that run speed momentum after jumping over the sand pit.
Like,
So that was an instance where Spring Ball was useful with its buffering. So there's a set of crumble blocks there. And I mentioned that when you land on crumble blocks, you have like a couple frames where you can jump. By just buffering a jump with Spring Ball, you'll jump immediately and you can just always jump off of them. We'll be seeing something like that again a little bit later in Lower Norfair to get a missile pack safely. Oh, do we have to do more turtles? Hashtag save the turtles. That counts. It's money for charity. It's money for turtles. Who needs all that charity stuff? Does anybody run a turtle-related charity? There are Koopas in Galaxy, which is coming up. So, now we're going back to Kraid's lair. Because there's a missile pack in this area that we skipped. So we get to come back and do it.
I don't know, I need to make...
Perfect RNG. Let's go. That was RNG. It was RNG manipulation. Yeah, probably. Given mistakes and cutscene. Yeah. Probably not, considering the world record is like an hour 14. Unfortunately. So, this is Ice Beam. This area is called the Ice Palace. I already explained why Ice Beam is slow. We pick up Ice Beam here because it's sort of on the way to Lower Norfair, which is where we're going next to kill Ridley. Sorry, Ridley Scott, beloved alien author. Alright. Ice Beam also does a lot of extra damage to Ridley. He's weak to Ice Beam, so it helps us kill him more quickly, slowly. Actually, I don't know anything about Pokemon, so I can't really help you out with this joke. Alright, so yeah. I can't believe this game's a Pokemon ripoff. All my life. Pokemon is the Super Metroid route. Yep. This is probably my 4th favorite missile pack in the game. Okay, yes, fine. If we want to get technical about it. So the Ice Beam adds more damage, and I'm pretty sure, at least I remember reading, that Ridley takes more damage from the full beam combo for some reason. I know he's weak to supers. See, I'm used to my chat, which is full of people that don't know anything about Super Metroid, so I can just lie and people will believe me. Now we actually have a chat that like knows things and will correct me if I make mistakes. Yeah, which is good because it means that I actually like learn things about the game instead of just being misinformed. I thought this game was 94. I thought Pokemon Red was in the 80s. Oh, it was on Game Boy. Is Super Metroid the Dark Souls of Pokemon? So I held a charge shot through there. If you are jumping while you have a charge shot, you do what's called a pseudo screw attack, and you can use it to go through certain projectiles. So I was sort of going through one of the flames there without taking any damage. I'm going to try to do a short charge here because it makes it faster. I really want to get this strat. Okay, cool. So by doing this, I can go through those flames without taking any damage, and that helps you keep momentum across the room. This is Bowling Part 2. Fun fact, this statue only activates if you have Space Jump. You can get to it without Space Jump if you take like a dip in the acid there, but the statue will not do anything if you do not have Space Jump. Like lots of people have come here during like their randomizer runs or whatever and then be confused because why is the statue working? Anyway, this room's awful. That wasn't too bad. Here we're going to take advantage of Spring Ball once again. I'm just going to hold right and A, and we're just going to bounce across that. You can space jump across there, and it is faster, but you run the risk of falling through the crumble blocks without picking up the missile, and that wastes a lot of time. Also, this boss is really well designed, as we will see in just a moment. Sorry, mini-boss. Yeah. There's a magic pixel you can stand on. And if you stand on it, the boss can't hit you. So you just stand there and kill it. That was actually a pretty good fight too. If you don't want him to spawn eggs in this case, because they cause a lot of lag. And we got only like 1 egg spawn, and I missed the Shine Spark. That's too bad. Normally you Shine Spark up this room after picking up Screw Attack, but it's not that big of a deal. You can just space jump up it with screw attack, and it's fine. It doesn't really lose all that much time. Screw attack is probably my second favorite item in the game, because you can just. Alright, so I'm gonna try to do another Shine Spark here called Fast Pillars. It's where you go through these pillars fast. Yeah. I don't know, actually. Anyway, that's Fast Pillars. Just go through the pillars. Without a Shine Spark, you would have to either space jump through them with Screw Attack, or heaven forbid, use Power Bombs, which cause a ton of lag. Power Bombs cause extra lag in Lower Norfair because of the background. The screen background is all like wavy, and that way makes the game lag more. I think the waviness is mode 7, which makes every single one of these rooms an instance. I really did not think together this count the mode 7 joke before I started the run. Every single frame. Okay, so it's possible to fall through the floor there, and then you lose a bunch of time because you have to run all the way back around this area to get back out. So I was being very careful to not fall through the floor. I didn't, so yay! You jump up against the ceiling there to sort of keep the space jump going. You have to keep jumping near the apex of your jump, or else you can't keep space jumping. That's how it works. So I'm gonna use Screw Attack to kill these key hunters. You actually want to go out of your way to kill them. Even if you have to go a little out of the way, it's still faster because we're gonna lay a power bomb at the bottom here. And killing those key hunters reduces a lot of lag from the power bomb. Essentially, with the power bomb calculation, it has to check against all the enemies that are in the room to see if they're within the radius and whether or not they can take damage from it. That's a large part of why power bombs cause so much lag, is because of enemies. So by killing the enemies, you don't have to do those checks anymore, and then it saves lag. No. Yeah, I don't... The side hoppers can only hop, they can't walk. So if they get stuck in a corner, they'll just like jump around in the corner, unable to leave. It's a fun time. This is the metal pirate room. These pirates are made of metal, and you can only hurt them when they turn yellow. I missed a lot. That's fine, we have plenty of supers here. Cool. Yeah, so when they turn yellow, and always when they turn yellow, the game never is wrong. Like, sometimes you can hit them when their back is turned, sometimes you can't. Why do they dive kick you? Because it's cool. Just a dive kick. So this is Ridley. He's a boss. I'm gonna shut up and fight him. I have to hit him 20 times, and then he dies. You want to stay on the ground as much as you can, because it makes Ridley fly around less. I say while jumping in the air. It's 11. Oh. Yeah, shoot him a couple extra. Okay, cool. That was really bad RNG. Ridley was very obnoxious today, but that was a pretty good fight, so I didn't miss very many shots, which is good. Yep. Okay, cool. I didn't forget any E-tanks. Is this death cannon? Yes? Super Metroid is pretty far along in the chronology, so I think that's actually Ridley dying. It's like the second to last... Yeah, it's the second to last game in the chronology because Metroid Other M didn't happen. I refuse. I refuse to believe. Yeah, Fusion's after this game. I hear Fusion was good from people that have played it. Oh, that's true. Prime 4 might mess up things. I don't know. The Metroid chronology isn't as bad as like the Zelda timeline, but it's bad. Well, actually, it's not nearly as bad as the Zelda timeline. The Metroid chronology is like linear. It's just I don't remember it. I just know Super Metroid's towards the end. Because it's right after Metroid 2, which is also towards the end. Yeah. Yoshi's Island and then everything else. Mario Kart. Waluigi is the only good thing about the Mario franchise. Yeah, I said it. Come at me. Ooh. Okay. That was a bit messy, but that's fine. At this point, we're basically just going to pick up the last couple items, then go to Torian and win the game. And we're going to hope I didn't forget anything. I don't think I forgot anything. I think I did. let me go back and check. Oh, so this is a maze that you're supposed to do, but with Spring Ball, you just hold left and A, and you just go through right and A. Not left. You hold right and A, and you just go through the entire thing. Once again, Spring Ball is great. Best item. There are some risky moments in Wreck Ship where I could have died. It's okay. We made it. We made it. The important thing. Ah. Oh. That's to missiles. There's 100 items in the game total. I have no idea how many we're at right now. Yeah. The room is called Three Musketeers because there's 3 key hunters in it. But with Screw Attack, it's very easy. You just Screw Attack through them. Oh, I forgot to mention the best name. So one of the rooms in Lower Norfair is the worst room in the game. That is its name. And it's named that because it's the worst room in the game. Yeah. Bad. It's actually, like, it's not awful in 100% because you have Screw Attack and Space Jump. Forgot my strats briefly for this room. Also, shoutouts to more good missile locations. This is a reserve tank, but don't worry. There's more missiles. I think they like the developers put all of the things that they wanted in the game, and they were like, we should make the item count a nice even 100. So they added about 1 million extra missile tanks that nobody asked for. What if, and hear me out, what if we put a missile tank in a location where nobody can see it in Meridia? Genius. Or sorry, that you can only see if you X-ray visor on top of Mama Turtle. Let's go Mama Turtle. If you donate $10, Jaxler will draw a mama turtle on the board. Oh, swag. Perfect. If I had forgotten cathedral missiles, this is the point where I would go get them. But I didn't forget them. Yeah. The further into the game we go, the more I forget to flap my arms around. Because I have to focus more as we get deeper. Totally. If you send a snapping turtle, though, we will not draw $10 on. Don't do that. Yeah, it's not as good. Just sell the turtle. Make more money. Gosh darn it. I almost forgot this item. So this is X-ray visor. This is to help casual players find items. It's really clunky, and everybody hated it for a while, and then we found out that... It's yapping law. Right. You run along the spikes to get more speed there. So... This, yeah, X-ray visor. Everybody hated it for a while, because it's clunky to use, and it's annoying because it goes along the top of the screen, and it's mapped to the run button, so you'll accidentally use it when you try to run. So everybody hated X-ray visor. And then we discovered that X-ray visor is just beyond broken in every single way. We don't get to see any of that in this category because we don't allow major glitches, but like, X-ray visor can do all sorts of stuff. You can clip out of bounds with X-ray visor. You can overwrite memory with X-ray visor. Like, it's... X-ray visor is just not a well-programmed item. Yeah. There you go. There's the X-ray visor showcase. Me accidentally using X-ray visor. It was bound to happen. I'm gonna get this super missile. Lag. Okay, cool. I didn't forget any missile packs. We've confirmed it. Because I have 103 now, which means that my maximum capacity is 105, and I know the 3 missile packs that remain. Oh wait, no, the maximum is 230. Well, I don't know then. I might not be missing any, I just might not have the missiles. Oh yeah, it is. So there's more Mode 7. Yeah. I was thinking about it, just like, oh, what can I say during this run to be entertaining? I was like, oh, let's have people count the Mode 7. That's a good joke, and also it'll give chat something to do. And then I didn't think about how much Mode 7 is in this game. I would be broke. I would be very broke. $5,000 donation from Nintendo. This is how we beat the Sega Genesis. Shoutouts to the last energy tank. I know I got all of them because I have all full 2 rows of energy tanks. And... yeah, so this... I'm gonna get that in a second. Yeah, so this area is just like it was in the first Metroid game. Same with like Morphing Ball and everything, which is why it's called Old Brinstar, or Blue Brinstar. So... a lot of this stuff that's like in walls and stuff in this area you can find just by having played the first game. Also, shoutouts to Billy Mays. But wait, there's more. Oh, yeah, so walking on air, that's not a glitch. There's just invisible blocks here. So, there you go, more Mode 7. So you can just walk on them. Have you tried? There's a pretty brief list of things that people are unlikely to find. So I want to get a Shine Spark charge going on this elevator. I'm going to use it in the next room. Hush. I keep forgetting to change it. Okay, cool. So, it's technically faster to space jump through this room if you space jump perfectly. Like, if you land in this hole perfectly. But no one ever goes for it because it's just not worth it. And the Shine Spark is pretty easy there. Okay, now I am certain that I have not forgotten any missiles. Because I have 225 and there's one missile pack left. Okay, well, the capacity is 225. Gonna be slow here. You can freeze those things as you run across them, but it's possible to mess up if you don't mash the shoot button good enough. So I just do it the slower way because it's more consistent and not really that much slower. Quick grapple. That's the spring ball. So this is the last item we're going to be picking up, coming up here. It's called the 230 missiles, because after you pick it up, you have 230 missiles. Yeah. That's the second missile pack that you can get in the game, but we wait to get it because you can power bomb through all the blocks. Also a secret. The secret is not more missiles, unfortunately. If we were playing on the practice ROM, you can cheat and get more missiles. I don't know if you can get infinite. I haven't tried. I want to not... Okay. Sometimes I accidentally flap my arms in that room and then fly off and... I'm missing all my missiles. So this is the golden statue room. We get to watch the, like, bosses die, I guess. After you kill the boss, their, like, eye goes out and they lose color. It loses color on the bosses you kill. However, I'm pretty sure that even if you kill the bosses out of order, they like die in the order that you were supposed to kill them in. If you do all of this at once. Like, even in RBO, it's still like Kraid, Fantoon, Drake, and Ridley dying in that order on the statue, I think. I haven't checked. This is Turian? Yeah, okay. This is Turian. It's the last area of the game. There's a couple rooms where we have to kill Metroids. I'm going to be grouping all the Metroids up so I can kill multiple at the same time. No, the Super Metroid is coming up. So then, let them get on us, then we lay a bomb. Yeah, the final boss is Mama Turtle. But she looks a little bit different. I forgot I don't usually do a grouping strat in this room. Uh-oh. I'm gonna try not to. Kinda hard in 100%. Uh-oh. This is risky. I'm just gonna... Okay. I don't care. We're gonna do this the slow way. That's fine. So you can also kill Metroids by using 3 power bombs, and we usually don't do it because it's slow, but I keep messing up the regular bomb strat, and I don't want to die. And X-ray visor. Oh boy. Alright, so we're just gonna be real careful with... Yes, and I'm going to. Yeah. So, there's a cutscene coming up where I'm gonna lose all my HP, so it actually doesn't matter all that much how much health you leave those Metroid rooms with. So yeah, you can skip this cutscene where you get eaten by the baby Metroid, but given that I'm already low health, it's not really worth it going for. It's not really worth it to go for. But I am going to make it faster by turning off a couple items. So by turning off Various Suit, I will take damage faster. So I can also hurt myself on this side hopper a little bit. And then the other thing I turn off is Screw Attack. And I turn that off for a trick I'm going to try to do coming up. I've practiced this trick, but it's tricky for me still, so we'll see if I get it. Yeah, so this is the Metroid from Metroid 2, and it recognizes you and it feels bad for you. So it sort of leaves before killing you. Sorry. So because the game eats all of your health, it is also so kind as to give you a health refill right here. We're just going to do that. We're also going to not take the missile refill, because it takes a couple seconds to refill your missiles, and I already have the most missiles that you can get in the game, so maybe not do those. It's fine. Last door. You can die to that door. People have died to that door. People have lost runs to that door. So, in low percent, you have to open that door while you're still, like, on super low health. Yeah. Alright, I didn't get the skip I was trying to do. That's fine. You can get through these red walls without having to shoot them, but it's tricky. Anyway, in low percent, you have to shoot the door while you're still on 1 HP, and the door has an attack, which does a very small amount of damage, and it will kill you while you're on 1 HP. So people have lost, like, low percent runs. Alright, cool. We ran out of supers there, which made that a little bit slower. But it's not a big deal. We have so many missiles and 100% that it doesn't really matter. This is the final boss that's completely brainless. You stand in the corner and you shoot at it. Coming up, there's going to be a cutscene, and normally you can't move during the cutscene, but I'm going to do some funky stuff so I can move during the cutscene. And the goal of that is that it lets me shoot the boss during the cutscene, so I can sort of do extra damage on the next phase while the cutscene's playing, essentially. The way it works, after you do a certain amount of damage to Mother Brain, she goes into a scripted attack that automatically hits you, and normally does 300 damage to you. Oh, I should probably dodge just a little bit. Ooh, that's kind of bad. Anyway, it automatically hits you and it does 300 damage. Because I took off Various Suit, it's going to do 600 damage to me. So because of that, we're going to skip the trigger for me losing control of Sense. Because all that damage happens at once. And then the trigger for the cutscene starting is going below 100 HP. So because of that, I still have control of Sanus, and now the cutscene should be beginning. Mother Brain's going to try and use the gay rights beam on me again, but the Metroid's going to stop her, and I'm just going to jump in this corner. If you don't jump in the corner, then you get stuck on the ground, because the game tries to take control away from you again, but if you're in the air, then it's cool. Normally we're supposed to be like on the ground, out of breath, which is why our sprite is all messed up. But we just keep space jumping. And right about now is when we stop jumping. Okay. Okay, cool. You have to be careful not to land with any momentum. Come on, attach to me. You know you want to. So now I'm just gonna jump up and shoot Mother Brain in the face. She normally has a third phase that happens after the Metroid dies. Spoilers. But you can damage her like while the Metroid's healing you. You have to be careful. There's a couple ways that you can soft lock here. You can get the Metroid stuck outside of the room, which soft locks. You can try to shoot when you get the gay rights beam, which also soft locks. And you also have to just be careful to make sure the Metroid does in fact take damage, or else you... Okay, that's fine. You get funny sprite glitches. So anyway. Yeah, so now the Metroid died on top of us, so we have acquired the gay rights beam. You know, because it's a rainbow. And we just sit here and we mash X. And then she dies. So now we get to escape the planet. And then after we escape the planet, it'll be time. There's like another minute or so left of leaving. My BB is a number. I honestly don't remember. Yeah, it's on speedrun.com. You can just check. I think it's a low 145 right now. No, wait, it's a 144. It's 144. I got a 144. It's not a PB. Yeah, this was like a pretty decent run. And yeah, in classic Metroid fashion, they set a time bomb, and now we need to run. Get out of here. Yeah. For those of you wondering, wow, this guy must be really bad if he's a half-hour off-road record. A, you're correct. And B, this game's really hard, which is why I'm a half-hour off-road record. I highly encourage you pick up the game. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of really good resources out there. I was joking before when I said nobody runs this game. A ton of people run this game. It's one of the most popular games on speedrun.com. We have a speedrunning wiki dedicated just to, like, it is information about speedrunning the game, which you can find on the speedrun.com page, I think. Anyway, you can shine spark up here. And also, the community is just generally really, really helpful. Like, even right now during the run, people have been like, when I make mistakes or do whatever, people are like, oh, you know, this is actually how this works. Anyway, it's a great community. It's a great game. You should speedrun this game. I don't know, man. I really like this area. It's pretty. Oh, coming up on time. Get ready on time. And time. 148, that's not bad. Considering that we watched the, like, 2-minute cutscene at the beginning, that's pretty good. Alright, that was Super Metroid. Up next is Witch's Hex with Shin Megami Tensei Synchronicity Prologue. Yeah, I practiced that. Anyway, thank you all for watching.